I haven't really thought in too much detail about it just because I'm just staying in the moment.
For Nick Foles and the Eagles, that moment is the Super Bowl, and the truth comes tonight. Super Bowl 52 brings us the end to this unbelievable ride.
It's one thing to be excited to be here, but we understand that it's unfinished business.
There it is, the ultimate prize, the Vince Lombardi Trophy, and tonight the Eagles are hoping to wrestle it from the defending Super Bowl champions, the Patriots. And of course, the stage is Minneapolis. Game day, it is here. That long wait, it is almost over for generations of Eagles players and their fans. That stadium will hold a special place if our birds come through tonight as the world watches.
It is Sunday morning, and let us kick off our...
Cody, Brian Taft, Shari Williams, and Sarah Bloomquist are in Minnesota. Look for their live coverage to continue later today on Action News.
So, here we are.
We're here.
The final chapter of this fairy tale season is revealed tonight. Our Eagles just one win away from being on top of the world.
This seems unreal for a whole lot of people. No Carson Wentz, no Jason Peters, no Darren Sproles, no Jordan Hicks, no Chris Maragos, and at one point, no field goal kicker in a game, but no problem. These are just some of the massive hurdles this Eagles team has passed to get to Super Bowl number 52. Deuces Rogers kicking off our coverage from Minnesota.
It is game day, and in just a few hours, the players will be inside the building behind me in Super Bowl 52 against the Patriots. We asked the players what it would be like to run out there on the field in this monumental game.
We get a chance to go out and show the world, and you know, we'll be the only two teams on TV, the only game on TV. Just get a chance to go out and show the world, that this team is capable of what we're capable of doing.
We're just going out there having fun. We don't know what we don't know. So we're just going out there having fun, really looking forward to this opportunity. It's going to be a great game.
Everybody's excited, the media's excited, we're excited. This is what it's all about. And it's been a long time since we've been here. We're fortunate to be here, and we're just happy to be able to play this game.
Telling younger players, cherish this stuff. It's especially a rookie that just comes in the league, and 6 months ago he wasn't on a team, and now he's at the Super Bowl. Take fully advantage and be appreciative.
All week long, Coach has been stressing to his players to seize this moment. Let's see if they do it tonight. With the Birds at the Super Bowl, I'm Deuces Rogers, Channel 6 Action News.
Nitty and Gray couldn't said it any better myself. That's exactly what police are saying. They are expecting big crowds, especially with the Birds win, but they just want people to do it the right way. Let's bring up the video here and take a look. This was the scene immediately after the NFC Championship game. You see those massive crowds? Well, guess what? The police commissioner, Richard Ross, he believes the crowds, they're going to be much bigger than that. He says the police department, though, has a plan to make sure there is no damage for people thinking about trying to make some. He also says they will not be greasing poles in town. Rather, they have a different plan to make sure no one starts climbing things. Again, the commissioner does not want to sound negative and discourage celebration after the big win. Let's take a listen. Behind me, you can see some of those preparations have already begun around City Hall. Some of those steel barriers are up. When the Eagles win, we just want everyone to celebrate and do so, again, peacefully. For now, reporting live at City Hall, Bob Brooks, Channel 6 Action News. Gray, Nydia, back to you.
Bob. Thank you so much for the update, folks. Your time now is...
Oh, yeah, Nydia, this is the place to be, and you're right about the cheerleaders. At 7 o'clock this morning, a lot of energy here. I think I got the best assignment. No bias, of course, on my part, but take a look here. They're actually in the mood of giving. Eagles, of course. You have Eagles pretzels with the sprinkles, and this is free. This is how much excitement we're seeing here. And as for last time, remember when they beat the Vikings a couple of weeks ago? Just to give you an idea of really how popular this place is, once there is an event like that, they got double the profit, double the volume. So imagine if and when the Eagles win in the Super Bowl. Take a look at this video. This is what it looked like last time at Frankfurt and Kottman. As you mentioned, one of the hot spots here around this city where people tend to gather, climb the light poles despite having that Crisco all over it. So we expect to see something like that this time around. Last time there were about 6,000 people, even more so now. Take a listen to what one of the employees had to say about how her and really her husband is preparing for the game tonight.
Yeah, I'm more nervous my husband's gonna kill me. He's very, very superstitious.
Oh.
Yes, very. He has no plans on doing much for the Super Bowl as much as he would love to. He feels that his butt has been parked in that chair in our basement the whole season, and they've been doing wonderful, and if he moves, yes.
You know, there's a lot of excitement, but there's a little bit of anxiety as well. So we have some people that aren't moving from their chairs. We have other people who just can't watch the TV. They're listening over radio because they're going to be too nervous. But it's really a great time to be here in Philly, and the countdown begins till 6 o'clock this evening. If you are headed out this way to the Mayfair Diner, they are asking if you have larger parties to please call ahead of time to make sure that they have enough room for you and your group. They are here. The store's been open for a little over an hour, and the customers are starting to pour in. They're getting ready. Many of them are on a mission. We've seen some people with very long lists. Take a look. We're right in front of the bakery, so they are very busy back there. They're packing up rolls and bagels. They're slicing breads, putting together cupcakes and decorating them. And then farther past, you can see in the produce section, there are plenty of people shopping, getting the ingredients for those homemade dishes that they're making. There's also football cakes on the displays front and center, strombolis, pepperoni breads are really popular according to the manager. And then past here we got the deli area where people will be picking up party trays later. Dozens of advance orders have been coming in for those. So a really busy shopping day today. The manager says over the past several weeks, business has been up about 10% since we found out the Eagles were going to the Super Bowl. So this has been a big victory for grocery stores as well. We talked to customers who were here bright and early at the store opening who wanted to beat the rush.
Time now, 7:22. A whole lot of Eagles fans are not waiting for the actual Super Bowl to start celebrating.
Fly, Eagles, fly on the road to victory.
All right, you guys sound good. Last night, the Action Cam was at this wing bowl party in the unit block of Saddlebrook Lane in Phoenixville. These youngsters were among the 100 neighbors who gathered to root on the Birds. Ooh, those wings look good. One of the kids has very high expectations.
How excited are you?
A lot.
A lot excited?
Mm-hmm.
Is your whole family Eagle fans?
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna have a party tomorrow or anything like that?
I don't know.
You don't know? You just along for the ride? How many touchdowns are they gonna score tomorrow?
100.
100 touchdowns.
100, okay. Those partygoers, they feasted on the wings, and of course, they all have high hopes for an Eagles victory. We'll be back after this.
From Bloomington, Minnesota. You know, all week long, as we've been here in our Super Bowl headquarters, we've been meeting fantastic, very entertaining people with a story from the Delaware Valley who are here in Minneapolis and the Twin Cities to share in this experience.
So many stories to be told. 3 of those fans we met, 3 wonderful women who came to Minneapolis to leave their mark on this city, and boy, did they do that. Eileen, Ann, and Joanne are not your average Eagles fans.
No.
These women have come to Minneapolis, ticketless mind you, to act as unofficial ambassadors for Philadelphia.
Dilly dilly.
And so, on the plane, they hatched a plan, inspired by this act of Vikings vandalism when some unruly Minnesotan dared dress our beloved Rocky in that putrid purple.
Revenge on, well, I wouldn't say revenge, but we avenged.
That they did, turning Minneapolis's iconic Mary Tyler Moore statue into a shrine of Philadelphia fandom, an act that even made the front page of the local paper.
My eagle scarf and the dog patch. Mary was an underdog. She looked good in green. She did.
Yes, she did. The women say this was not meant to be mean-spirited, quite the opposite. This, they said, was for the players, the group of guys that got them here.
We're coming. We did this for Malcolm. We did this for Ertz. We did this for Carson, and especially for you, Nick.
And for Philadelphia.
We're happy to be here. Yeah, we are. Spreading the brotherly love in Minneapolis.
A lot of fun.
Fantastic women. We had a lot of fun talking to them. They really wanted us to know that they don't have tickets. They would love to get tickets, but as they mentioned, even if they don't, they're just thrilled to be here.
Yeah, a moment to remember for sure. All right. For Brian Taff, I'm Shari Williams. Guys, back to you. But this is kind of the go-to place, really, when it comes to celebrations. This is near Frankfurt and Kottman, of course. And last time they told me that Eagles fans did behave. So hopefully the same goes for tonight. I want to introduce you to someone who really has seen it all as far as celebrations here. Her name is Jerry Miller, and you are one of the managers here. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you feeling about tonight?
Very excited. We're very pumped for this. We're ready. Whistle to whistle. How about that?
Yes. So what does it look like out here when Eagles fans are excited and celebrating?
It looks like the Seashore Boardwalk on a Saturday night.
Right, except it's a sea of green.
Much fun. It is a sea of green, and it's so much fun.
What can we expect for tonight?
We can expect a win. And we can expect a lot of crowds, and they're happy. They're just a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to watch. They're celebrating because we're going to win.
You're very confident. I like that.
I am very confident. I'm giving them a good score.
Thank you so much, Jerry. Thanks for talking to us. So, again, this is kind of the place to be, and Eagles fans were well behaved last time. We're hoping for the same this time. If you are headed this way this evening, they do want you to know if you're coming with a larger party, call ahead of time. It gets pretty busy here. They want to make sure that they have room for you and your party. Reporting live in Mayfair, Jeanette Reyes, Channel 6 Action News. Back inside to you, Nydia and Greg.
Yeah, you said it, guys. Game day. Good morning from Minnesota. This is the moment we've been waiting for so long to cap off this most memorable season. All we need now, one more win. Let's get that win later today. We are here inside the Mall of America, where the doors have just opened to the public. It's 8 a.m. Central Time, so it's largely empty now.
Yeah.
That will not be the case later on. This is where fans will arrive later on to go through the screening process before those who are lucky enough to have a ticket to Super Bowl 52 board a train and go from here to U.S. Bank Stadium.
Yeah, so just a matter of time before this place is bustling, but it's been hopping all week, and that includes, of course, last night. Take a look for yourself. Eagles pride, it could be seen as the noticeable green and white is all over the Twin Cities. The love for this team could also be heard as fans erupted time and time again in that Eagles chant. Well, this is what they traveled here for, to take in the excitement of being at a Super Bowl. Some unique stories as to how some of these people fell in love with the Eagles. We spoke with one man whose fandom goes back to the 1940s and another who's been following this team since the days of Franklin Field.
My first Eagles game that I ever went to was the last game at the Vet, and now my second Eagles game I've ever gone to is the Super Bowl here. Wow. So, yeah, it's once in a lifetime.
Since 1940.
Wow.
So the first game I went to was 1942.
So 1942 was your first game?
Yes, they had Green Bay Packers was playing the Eagles. Don Hutson was the famous player. You can look up your books.
You know, it's just so special to those who have traveled here. You hear these stories. Only 2 games, the Super Bowl being one of them. The other gentleman back to the 1940s. It's just great to see their faces, the excitement of them being here. And today, it's game day.
Yeah, we're looking to add to those history books today that he mentioned. Of course, for so many fans, this is not just the end of a storybook season. It's a milestone along a lifetime of fandom. It's just a remarkable moment, and we're all relishing in it here in Minnesota. We are live in Bloomington in the Mall of America with Shari Williams. I'm Brian Taff. We'll see much more of you guys later today, but for now, we'll send it back to you in the studio.
Thanks, guys. Generations of Eagles fans watching tonight. Thanks so much. Let's switch now to Jamie Apodi and Deuces Rogers.
They are live outside U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Jamie, Deuces, it's cold, but the fans are on fire.
Yes, and this team is on fire as well. Red hot in that NFC Championship game 2 weeks ago against the Vikings. Super Bowl is finally here. Hopefully they heat things up inside the building behind us.
Because for right now, Deuces, it's -5. That's not bad. Feels like -22. All of -22.
That's why I was using all those hot words.
I know, it was so creative on your part. The Eagles, they're getting set for this game. It's finally here. I feel like we waited forever for this day to come. And you know, we all know about the whole underdog thing. We know about the Patriots and their dynasty. The bottom line is this team has a mutual respect for one another, and it's going to be a great game tonight.
Okay.
The Eagles have made it a point to keep things light this week, from dancing All right. To donning wrestling masks. This team has been focused on fun. But bring up Tom Brady and the Patriots, that mood changes quickly.
They've done a lot of great things, and they're not here by mistake. We're not here by mistake. Obviously, I think if we make this whole thing about the Patriots, then we might as well just pack our up and go home.
The Birds are not intimidated. They're not in awe. Instead, they look at the Patriots and see a model for what they'd like to become someday, a dynasty. And this is the first step.
Brady's gone 8 out of 16 years of playing to the Super Bowl, which is unbelievable. You can't even put that, you can't even comprehend those numbers. In order to be the best, you got to beat the best.
That feeling of respect is mutual. Even with his 5 Super Bowl rings, Tom Brady knows this Eagles team will be tough to face on Sunday.
There's an easy yard to be gained, and I think we all have to have the mentality we're going to have to work for it. Everybody has to play well. This isn't a game where, we can have one group that's not really playing as well as they're capable.
At last check, the Eagles were 4.5-point underdogs for Super Bowl 52.
But of course, Brady told me earlier in the week, they're no underdogs. They were 13-3 coming into this, the number 1 seed.
I think he's playing mind games.
He's good at that.
Yeah.
I can't feel my mind. So here we are, live outside US Bank Stadium. And we haven't frozen yet. He's Deuces Rogers. I'm Jamie Pody at the Super Bowl. Channel 6 Action News. Great idea.
Oh, Nydia, they've been ready since 5 o'clock this morning. They were cheering in the back right behind me at 5 o'clock this morning. But this is really the place to be. Aside from Minneapolis, you want to be here. It's right near Frankfurt and Covenant. As you know, that's one of the hot spots for celebrations. I'm going to step out of the way here so you can see the sea of green. Look at that. It's as if everyone was told it's a requirement to wear green before you step inside of here. So it is going to be packed really throughout the day, especially as we get closer to kickoff later on this evening. The manager told me that last time, a couple weeks ago, when we won against the Vikings in a blowout game, crowds did behave. So they're expecting the same thing tonight. They saw double the profit, double the numbers in terms of foot traffic. But take a listen to what one customer had to say about what his prediction is come game time. What's your prediction for the game tonight?
24-14 Philadelphia.
Okay. And why are you so confident?
I'll tell you what, everybody's saying they're such an underdog, and when they're the underdogs, they come out and they're going to take a good bite out of Brady's butt.
And before I send it back to you guys, I wanted to show you someone here who got his hands on something that I understand is pretty hard to come by nowadays. What do you have going on here?
Pulled it out of the archives. Had it from when he was here last time. Started again, so I said I got to break it out.
So you are a ride or die fan?
Die hard my whole life, 58 years.
Do you think he's going to deliver again?
Absolutely. It's our time.
Okay, all right, we're hearing it from a true fan there. Guys, if there's anywhere you want to be tonight, if you don't want to be in the madness, you can watch from the window here. And we're going to get this gentleman here because he's been asking us
I just drove 26 miles to see you.
All right, well, we're hoping you'll tune in tonight and go Eagles. Back to you guys.
Is your whole family Eagle fans? Mm-hmm. Are you gonna have a party tomorrow or anything like that?
I don't know.
You don't know? You just along for the ride? How many touchdowns are they gonna score tomorrow?
100.
100 touchdowns.
You gotta love Billy, right? He's cute and smart. Yeah, 100 points. There we go. The party goers all have high hopes for an Eagles victory. We'll see you after the break.
We'll work on that when we get back into Philadelphia. Now, all week long, head coach Doug Peterson has been stressing to his players to seize this moment. They'll get that opportunity tonight inside the building behind us.
He actually posted a sign with a phrase his father used to tell him inside the team hotel. It says, an individual can make a difference, a team can make a miracle.
As for the matchup on the field, the Eagles are a 4.5-point underdog. And when you look at the coaching matchup, it may seem lopsided with Bill Belichick on one side and Coach Peterson on the other side. But then again, maybe not. On one side, you have a relative new guy who just completed his second season as an NFL head coach. On the other side, it's the experience and pedigree of a living legend, a man who has won 5 Super Bowl titles with the Patriots.
I think he's probably the greatest coach of all time, and they obviously have the greatest quarterback of all time on their team, but Doug's sharp. That's our guy. We're rolling with him every day.
That is a sentiment that permeates throughout the Eagles'
Noon. Here's a look at some of the stories that we are following for you. Who is going to take home the Lombardi Trophy? Jamie Apote's 9-month-old son gives us his best prediction.
Best video
So cute.
ever. Plus
Yes, indeed, Nydia. Right now, the team's still at the team hotel. In a couple hours, they'll make their way here to US Bank Stadium for what we hope is a fantastic evening.
And surely they'll get a warm welcome from fans. Warm, that'll be the only thing warm. It's chilly out here. It's about -5 with a 22-degree wind chill.
Who's counting?
Us.
Yeah, we are.
That said, we're excited. It's game day. We're hoping the Eagles can make history, and they want to win one for the city that is so proud of them and proud to be Eagles fans. Our Jeff Skaversky has that story.
In the streets of Philadelphia, there has been an empty feeling, a dark cloud hanging over our city. It makes Eagles fans sick to their stomach. Call it a curse, call it bad luck, call it whatever you want. But the Eagles are yet to be called Super Bowl champions. It pains the people, the owners, the players, and the coaches for more than 50 years. In a city rich in history, history has not been kind to our beloved Eagles.
I know what it means to the city. I know what it means to us. There's been a lot of hard work. There's been a lot of years waiting for this opportunity.
The Eagles feel the weight of the city on their shoulders. This team, as unlikely as they are to be here in Super Bowl 52, are trying to shoulder the pain and shoulder the load of all the failures that have come before them. 1980, 2004, and all the other bad breaks along the way.
That's the only regret I have in my career is not really bringing a championship to Philly.
Oh yeah, I mean, even though I've only been there, for this season, you can get a sense of how important it is to the city, and we want to go get this one for them.
They deserve a Super Bowl. They've been starving for a Super Bowl. As players, we're going to do everything we can to deliver that.
If there was ever a team that personifies the people of Philadelphia, it's this Eagles team.
I'll go to war with every one of those guys in that dressing room. No one's giving us a chance.
Underdogs, like Rocky, who eventually, despite all odds, became champion of the world. Eagles fans cannot take one more punch to the gut. Philadelphia is ready to knock out the Patriots.
We embody, what our city is. We're a bunch of guys that, we don't care about the glitz and glamour, very blue collar. We enjoy a fight. We talk a little trash. And we fly around and hit people.
The Eagles can envision what it'll feel like to win that first Super Bowl and parade down Broad Street.
He has really embraced this team because of all the adversity they've been through this year. Hopefully today is the day that Philadelphia finally gets to hoist a Lombardi Trophy.
They've lost pretty much a Pro Bowl team. You think about Carson Wentz, Jason Peters, Chris Maragos,
it's uncanny.
Jordan Hicks. We shall find out in a matter of hours if the Eagles can finally bring it home. For Jamie Apote, I'm Deuces Rogers with the Birds at the Super Bowl in Minneapolis. Channel 6 Action News. Gray, back to you.
Let's just say the city is flying high right now. We're in Center City, City Hall, all morning. We've watched now as people begin their Super Bowl Sunday, whether it's a morning jog or on their way to begin the celebration. Are you going to celebrate after?
Absolutely. Everywhere. Until next August.
You're going to celebrate until next August.
Next August.
City Hall is also, without a doubt, win or lose, expected to look like this after the game. It's one of many hotspots in town Philadelphia police will be focused on. It's good to hear fans we spoke with are already in that mindset and offering some advice.
You need to behave well. Now that I'm a father, don't do what I did.
I'll be at McGillon's hopefully watching the game in Center City right here and hopefully peacefully celebrating the win in a crazy way, if that makes sense.
The police are out. We've seen them in force.
Already saw them.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
They are our friends. The policemen are your friends.
They certainly are our friends. Out of those road closures from Arch to Pine around City Hall.
Gang from Philadelphia and Minneapolis. And wrap it all up with Action News at 11 and Sports Sunday. We've got you covered.
Yeah, guys, it's game day. Welcome back inside the Mall of America here in Bloomington, Minnesota. Just a stone's throw away from the scene of the main event tonight, which is now just hours away. And as you mentioned, fans are now flocking to the inside of this mall, really for two reasons. One, it's 22 degrees below zero outside with the wind chill.
Right.
But more importantly, this is where they'll come to get pre-screened ahead of this Super Bowl tonight. We're told that line just opened, and it is already getting very long.
Yeah, that pre-screen lining, of course, and take the transportation into the city to the stadium. Let's take a look inside the Mall of America where fans are gathering. This now the live look and what is going on. This is where the Squad here, but you can see the green and white jerseys as the fans here are gathering before the game. The pride of the Eagles fans, of course, noticeable throughout. Green and white, Eagles fans all over the place. They travel here.
It was the last game at the vet, and now my second Eagles game I've ever gone to is the Super Bowl here.
Wow.
So yeah, it's once in a lifetime.
Since 1940.
Wow. So
the first game I went to was 1942.
So 1942 was your first game?
Yes, they had Green Bay Packers was playing the Eagles. Don Hutson was the famous player. You can look up your books.
Yeah, I love hearing these stories. Look it up in the history books.
Right.
We're going to add to the history books later today, right here in this city.
Yeah, the Eagles getting to etch themselves in history tonight in Super Bowl 52.
That stadium behind us.
Yeah, let's take a look. The scene here, it is incredible. Tons of people, of course, pouring into the stadium today, coming to the grounds of the site of Super Bowl 52. The atmosphere is one of excitement. The mood here is just uplifting. A lot of green and white you can be seen, of course, outside. We saw people with green hair. We saw people wearing jackets with eagles on them as well. Smiles all around, even though the temperature outside feels like negative 22 degrees. Inside for kickoff, it will be in the 70s.
Yeah, but before they went inside the stadium, these fans said about the business of a little pregame partying. How about it? That's the scene inside Luke's Restaurant, downtown Minneapolis, taken over today by Eagles fans. We had so much fun with them inside. A smaller version of this group's tailgates every Eagles home game, but for this game, they went big.
This is a lot of love. This is a room full of suffrage. For generations, we've all suffered, but today we change it. Today we say not now.
Well, from inside the steamy tailgate party to outside in the freezing cold, and an Eagles fan with his shirt off. Yes, he's dedicated. Game day, and Eagles fans who flew to Minneapolis flocked together this afternoon to get ready for the big game.
Now I'm here. I'm excited. We're just going to win. We're going to have a good time.
How did this happen?
I paid a lot of money. And it'll be worth every penny of it.
This place is called the Town Hall Brewery, but it might as well be Chickies and Pete's in South Philadelphia. They traveled far to support the underdogs, and even those who don't have tickets are so happy to be close to the action.
With no tickets to the game, we just came out. We have some friends that live out here in Minnesota, so we got a place to stay. We just booked our flight and came out.
It's absolutely surreal. I can't even express the emotions, but Eagles are going to win. They are. Team of destiny.
Back here live, one thing everybody's noticed, way more Eagles fans here than Patriots fans in town. Look at all these local people behind me, and they have something they want to show the people of the Delaware Valley. You guys ready? 1, 2, 3, hit it!
A-G-L-E-S, Eagles!
All right, we're live in Minneapolis. I'm Sarah Lucas, Channel 6 Action News. Back to you.
All right, Sarah, thank you. Excitement is building, that's for sure. All right, back.
No more people being allowed in, people settling into their bar stools as they talk about a team that has defied logic, defied the odds, and surprised many despite losing key players. I think how fans feel here is encapsulated in what Carson Wentz said today. Been through a lot this year as a team, and yet here we are, we all we got, we all we need. And it is that underdog mentality that has captured the imagination of fans here, and many made believers out of many of them, as you can see. So tonight we are looking for a Super Bowl victory. So let's fly, Eagles. Let's fly. Back to you.
Here, they just want to be among their friends, and this is the camaraderie that the Super Bowl has
really brought among people here in Philadelphia. All these people together. They're excited to see each other, excited about the game. We're hoping at the end of the day what we're going to see is a lot more cheering instead of sad faces. But they really did start to pack the bar here early to get ready to see their favorite team play. And we love to see this kind of energy. And a lot of people said, you know what, we could be staying at home, but we want to be among the people. And that's what this is about. It's really bringing people here together. So live in Manioc, I'm Wendy Saltzman. Back to you guys.
Hey guys, yeah, the excitement is definitely starting to build. We're here live inside the City Works in King of Prussia. And if you take a look here at the crowd, you can see everybody starting to get in their places. Great crowd out here. We have a lot of families together. As you can see, it's really a sea of green. Lots of Eagles fans. The manager tells us that people actually booked their tables 2 weeks ago, right after the Eagles beat the Vikings. So, yeah, we've got some rally towels, lots of excited fans. As I said, Eagles chant. Mostly Eagles fans. However, the rumor is that this table here may be all Patriots fans. So we're going to see if they're brave enough to show up. That's the latest here, guys. We're live at CityWorks in King of Prussia. Allie Gorman, Channel 6, Action News.
The big story on Action News is T-minus 30 minutes to the moment we've all been waiting for a very long time. Today is one of the biggest Sundays the city has ever seen.
The Eagles, as you know, about to hit the field at US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis to take on the New England Patriots in Super Bowl 52. And from the parties to the preparations there, we have live local team coverage for you.
And of course, we're live with team coverage in Minneapolis, where the Birds and their fans are hoping to bring the Lombardi Trophy home to the city of Philadelphia. And that's where we begin tonight with Sports Director Deuces Rogers and Jamie Apodi live outside the stadium. Hey, guys.
Hey there, yeah, 2 weeks of game planning, practices, team meetings, game film breakdowns. It's all done right now. The only thing left for the Eagles to do is to win the Super Bowl.
Which, of course, they've never done before. But who's to say it can't be tonight? And can you imagine the party it will be should they get things done inside that stadium behind us? Let's take a look inside that stadium. The fans have flocked to the Super Bowl, and we love it. It's actually a very partisan crowd so far. We've been hearing Eagle chant after Eagle chant when we're inside, so maybe it's going to be like an Eagles home game. Nick Foles and the guys getting set for Foles. What a moment. This is a guy that almost retired from football. Now here he is in the Super Bowl, and he's been here before. He was with the Eagles back in 2013. So I asked him earlier in the week what this would all mean, because he can be the hero in this town for a long time.
This is, hey, Jamie, let's hope that talent, translates on the field tonight. The magnitude of this moment, it is enormous. It is the opportunity this team has been waiting for.
It is beyond exciting. I've got adrenaline pumping through my veins this afternoon, and I know that's exactly how all the fans who are now inside that stadium tonight feel.
Yeah, they're inside, most of them, a few stragglers here and there, but take a look at the scene as it unfolded here on the grounds of the site of Super Bowl 52, downtown Minneapolis at US Bank Stadium. The people pouring into the stadium, beginning in the mid-morning, late into the afternoon, and a few people now trying to get in their seats as well, just minutes away. The atmosphere, one of excitement. We saw people in their green, in their white, representing the city of Philadelphia. Smiles all around, despite it being a negative 22 degrees, the way it feels outside, but it's heated up inside that stadium.
Yeah, and before they went inside that building, they were inside another one not far away, setting about the business of a little pregame partying. Yeah, that's the scene inside Gluck's Restaurant in downtown Minneapolis this afternoon, taken over today by Eagles fans. Now, a smaller version of this group tailgates at every Eagles home game, but for this one, they went big.
This is a lot of love. This is a room full of suffrage. For generations, we've all suffered, but today we change it. Today we say not now.
Well, from inside that steamy tailgate party to outside in the freezing cold, and we found an Eagles fan with his shirt off. Yeah, this group is known as the Green Legion. They call themselves the #1 fan club of the Philadelphia Eagles. They chartered their own aircraft to the city of Minneapolis, 160 strong. They landed this morning, and they don't care about the temperatures. They are here to root on their birds.
It was warm in the mall.
And now?
It's warm out here.
This is not phasing you at all.
No, this is how we win. Are you kidding me? The Atlanta game was cold. There's no wind here. They talk like it was cold. This ain't cold. We're from Philly.
This is the epitome of a Philly fan. A great example.
Yeah.
They're ready, shirt, no shirt, just bring the kickoff.
Love those guys, but respectfully, he's lying to you. It is frigid out here.
Yes.
In fact, my lips are about to fall off my face.
Keep it together. We're
Yeah.
trying. Yes.
All right, here's the truth. The Eagles are going to win tonight. We said it here first. And there's a lot of this story left to unfold both here and back there in Philadelphia. But for now, outside US Bank Stadium, for Shawnee Williams, I'm Brian Taft. Guys, back to you there in Philly tonight.
Okay.
Eagles Nation is loud and proud and making their presence known in Minneapolis ahead of kickoff. They traveled far to support their beloved birds.
Well, the town is painted green. We're loving it out here, taking over Minnesota.
There's something so great about happy Eagles fans, right?
Yes, yeah, you know, we do get a bad rep, but that's only the 1%. Here you see the passion of Eagles fans and the good hearts of Eagles fans.
My friend Stacy and I booked our trip, flight and Airbnb back in October. That's how much we felt that this team is destined to win the Super Bowl.
Some don't even have a ticket to the game. That doesn't matter.
Sure, you want to be here just in case. You get a chance, you might get a ticket, one might fall out. It's like my home came to me.
Bill Freeston just moved from the Philadelphia area to Minneapolis 2 months ago.
Channel 6 Action News here? Unbelievable. This is just an unbelievable, and just not to mention the game itself.
That's right, Channel 6 Action News right here in Minneapolis. A lot of these people are from the Delaware Valley. They came just to be 2 blocks away from the stadium. This is the only bar they could find that would host all of these Eagles fans, and they are here and proud tonight. They're ready to show you something. Ready? 1, 2, 3, hit it! Hi, Minneapolis. I'm Sarah Best, Channel 6 Action News.
Great chant. Thanks, Sarah. All right.
Since 3:30 this afternoon, no more people being allowed in. I have not seen Eagles fans as fired up as they are tonight. They know this is an